I guess, what did you see from Zeb that made you want to name him the guy on Saturday?
Just, our emphasis this training camp and going into early on in the season with some young guys on offense, just playing clean football. And from the moment he stepped out there to the first blitz pickup in 2 minutes that he did, executing our offense and making sure that we were playing with the right tempo and getting guys lined up and getting the ball where it needed to be. He showed that he gave us the best chance right now early on in the season to play clean football. And I think that's, when it's all said and done, we got to give ourselves a chance to win the game, and I think he gives us that.
Hey, Sat, when it comes to, scripting your first however many plays is, how many do you like to go ahead and say this is what we want to run the first 10 or 15 plays? How many plays do you like to have set up for the first quarter?
Usually it's 10 or 15, and then that's dictated. It's hard sometimes because you may get off the first 3 plays, and then the 4th play is 3rd and short. And so you're off the script and you're on, and it's hard to try to get back sometimes. So you try to stay on as long as you can, but situations dictate play calls.
Seth, what was the conversation like with Jason when you told him that Zeb was going to be the starter, and kind of what's the plan for him, if at all, to play him on Saturday?
I mean, he's got to keep working. I mean, it's not like we have just huge gaps between the guys in our quarterback room. Jason is an ultimate competitor. He's a great teammate, and so I mean, he didn't flinch. He's had a good week of practice this week. We told him, like, hey, we want to try to get you in the game early on, but you've got to earn it. We're not going to say, well, you're not the starter, and we're going to give you a handout and let you play a couple, of downs early. We're going to push you to compete this week, and he's done a nice job early on, and he's earned the right to have a chance at some point to get in the game on Saturday.
Marcus, obviously a very deep running back stable. What do you look for during the course of a game that determines, how many number of snaps a guy gets versus, maybe someone who's not doing the things that you're looking for that maybe would get less snaps?
The snap count's based on practice, and practice is everything for us. And so you come and you compete and you execute, you know what you do, you work and prepare throughout the week. That's when you earn your reps. Obviously, if you go out there in the game and you're not able to execute and do what you're supposed to do, then that following week that's going to affect you. But you're going to earn your reps during practice. Coach Beamer talks about that all the time, and it's not just words. Like, you're going to come out, you're going to compete, you're going to work throughout the week, and the work that you do is going to allow you to get, like Coach says, or like we say, your rep is your rep.
What did you see from Eastern Illinois in the film that you were able to watch from them week 0?
From their previous game?
The Indians game.
You can tell just from the last season, their 6-game schedule last season to this season, you can see they've gotten, a little bit, they've gotten their size. Their offseason must have been good. Their linebackers, I feel like, have gotten a little bit quicker, playing with great instinct. Their schemes, a very good scheme, very sound scheme. They're going to make you earn everything. And they're disciplined to doing that. They'll let you throw, 5 or 6 hitches down the field, but they're banking on us getting, offensive coordinators. We that's not flashy enough, so they're banking on us to go off schedule and not just keep doing that and beat ourselves. So we got to be patient and take what they give us, and they're going to be a formidable opponent for sure.
I guess, what does a successful day for you on Saturday look like in terms of what you want to learn, what you want to see from this offense?
Just for the last 2 weeks, just play clean football. Like, limit the mental errors. We understand there's going to be some there with some guys that have never played before, but we want to play clean football. No administrative penalties, not beating ourselves, just going out there and executing the plays that are called and playing as hard as they can, playing with great effort and being very competitive each and every play and being very physical. And if we can come out of the game doing that, whether you score 1 point, 10 point, 20 point, whatever it is, we'll be satisfied.
Said, I'm sure that there's some things that Jason does really well, some things that Zeb does really well. How much does that influence you as a play caller to say, let's put in this package for this guy because that's what he can really do, and not so much this guy?
They're both very similar as far as, the physical attributes of what they can do. So that helps. You don't have to have a bunch of different plays for each guy. But there is a play style with each one of them that, once Zeb's in the game, we'll play, probably in this more mindset. And then when JB goes in the game, it may change just a little bit, but not much.
What do you feel like that you'll see out of the offensive line this week, and what do you hope that you see as well?
Physicality. I mean, they are the bell cow of our offense right now. I mean, as they go, we go. So, we've challenged them to be the leaders of the offense. So hopefully they come out and they play with an edge. They play with physicality. They protect our quarterbacks, and they allow those good running backs we have to do their thing. But they've had a really good couple of weeks of just preparation, and then carrying that over today to our third down periods in practice. I'm really excited to go out and watch them play.
Seth, is there a general rule from offensive coordinators on what an explosive play is? Is it a pass of X amount of yards, rush of this, or is it different from offensive coordinator to offensive coordinator?
It varies from what each team's philosophy is. In the NFL, they do the toxic differential, and every play is 20 yards. So every run, it's a run or pass, 20 yards, that's an explosive play. Different places have different thoughts on it. Us here, we're 18 yards as an explosive pass play, 12 yards as an explosive run play. But that's crucial. I mean, you got to make it it's hard to go 12 plays consistently without screwing it up and scoring points and scoring touchdowns. So you got to have that. You got to have the ability to push the ball down the field or make a guy miss to create explosives.
In the tight end group, Trey Kenyon hasn't, I guess, maybe gotten talked about as much as some of the other guys. But has there been anything that's stood out to you over the course of last month that?
Yeah, I think, we challenged him a couple weeks ago, and he's had 2 good weeks. He's figured himself into the game plan. I mean, you're going to see him on Saturday. He's got his set things that I think he does really well that allows us to have success on offense, and that role will continue to grow as he continues to grow. But he's awesome to be around. He's doing a good job competing. It's important to him. I mean, we just had practice today and was talking to him on the sideline. Just appreciate how mature he goes about each practice and how he's locked in. He's watching the periods, and he's just taking mental reps. So you have kids like that out there that are doing things and doing them the right way, you have a chance. And he's got a chance to do some things as the year keeps going.
Marcus, how tight is the competition with just a couple more days of preparation before Saturday between the running backs of who's going to be able to trot out there that first series and ultimately get that first carry?
I think it's I would say by the end of the day, after we watch this practice and start finalizing the personnel groupings, we'll have a really good idea who's trotting out there first. But either one of them, they're all of them are going to have a chance to be pretty dang good. So we're excited about that room.
As an offensive coordinator and play caller, how much do you balance letting it all hang out in the first game and showing the crowd what y'all have versus trying to hold some things back for maybe some of the other opponents down the road?
Yeah, there's nothing going to be held back. We're not taking anything for granted. We're 0-0. We haven't won a game. We haven't won a game here as a staff. This is it. We have to go out there and we have to compete and execute at the highest level, and we've not earned the right to hold anything back yet. So we're going to go out there and play our game and play as hard as we can and run the plays that we've been practicing in camp and see what happens. But there's not one thought in our minds of holding anything back. We have to go and compete and try to win a game.
No, obviously you're not going to tell us those personnel groupings and who's in what, but how creative do you feel like you guys can get with some of the, I guess, skill sets you have with guys at running back and tight end?
Yeah, I think you can get very creative. I think when you have quarterbacks like we have, and then you have a quarterback like DK that can go out there at any moment who can run and pass the ball. When you can have 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time and utilize the different tempos, and I think that can keep people on their toes. And you can do that 2 quarterbacks with 2 or 3 tight ends on the field that have 3 different skill sets. I think that you can be really creative. And so that's one of the fun things that we do. I love Wednesdays because we get to go in there and make sure that we're piecing it all together, and that's what we'll get done this afternoon.
Marcus, in a general sense, how often do you like to use a fullback? And if you do use it in this offense, who do you put there? Is it another tight end, another running back? How do you approach it?
We don't really have – I love fullbacks. If they're out there listening, I absolutely love fullbacks. They're making a comeback in the NFL right now. The guy at San Francisco is one of my favorites. But now it's more of what people used to call an H-back, but it's just a second tight end, a guy like Jaheim Bell or Trey or Kevion that can do all those different things, that have that certain body type. They may not be 6'6", 260, but they're 6'3", 245 and run 4.5 and have ball skills and have the physicality to block the plays that you're trying to execute on offense. But we love having the ability to use a fullback type guy, which, as again, we don't have fullbacks. We use tight ends.
Marcus, back to the creativity and the personnel groupings. How often do you guys get an opportunity to run those and practice those types of things during practice?
I mean, we try like heck. Again, today we're trying to solidify all that, but we have in our mind like this play we call, this is a fake play call, but let's say we call the play bananas. Like on bananas, we know that we want Jaheim and Nick and DK playing quarterback and JB playing receiver and Ortre playing the X. And so bananas all week. We've been running that. We just need to make sure, okay, bananas, that those people are the right people to be in this on this play, and we write it down and it's done. So we try to, you know, we don't just go run just blind plays and then plug people in the middle of the week. We've geared it towards those groupings that we just kind of solidify them today.
Marcus, in terms of building a game plan, how much input do you take from the other offensive analysts or offensive staff as you guys go into this week with their ideas and what they think can work?
A ton. It's crucial to be able to have guys that have done it at a high level, that have been coordinators, have been head coaches, been different places. I mean, to draw from their experiences. Each guy's, you know, has focus on certain situations, whether it be a red zone, and they come in and they, hey, here's the red zone, here's what they do, here's their tendencies. Here's some plays I like, coach, and then we watch the cut up and we kind of compare ideas, and from that point we formulate our red zone plan. So everybody has a say-so, and everybody's involved, and everybody's, again, we did a mock week last week, and then this week has been phenomenal, and got a bunch of guys that work really hard. It's important to them and very knowledgeable of the game, which is going to prove unbelievably helpful to me moving forward.
On Saturday, Marcus, how good for yourself personally do you feel like it'll be just to get back in an offensive coordinator role and just have that authority and that autonomy to run the plays you want to run and just operate this thing the way you want to operate it?
It's I tell myself every week, like, don't take it for granted, and I'm just so blessed and fortunate not only to be here at South Carolina with one of my friends as the head coach, with guys that I work with, but just there's only 14 of these jobs out there in the world, in the best college football conference in the country. So I go to bed every night just thanking God that I have the opportunity to be here and to do this. And when I sit in the press box on Saturday night, it's going to be unbelievable. It's not going to be emotional, but it's going to be freaking cool. And we're going to, like Coach Beamer said yesterday, like, it's awesome. Like, we can't wait to get in there and experience it and appreciate it and be part of it, and just ready to go. Get in that seat, put the headsets on, and get going. Thanks, guys.